Welcome to another vlog about the coronavirus and life in Saudi Arabia during the coronavirus. We have some more news every day, more news. Saudi Arabia, no, silly me, I forgot to tell you what day it is. Today is Thursday, March 26th. It's about 5:45 p.m. And let's start with the confirmed case count, like we always do. Saudi Arabia, the Ministry of Health released information today that said 112 new cases of the coronavirus were diagnosed in the last 24 hours or so, bringing the total for today up to 1,012 cases. And of these new 112, 34 were in Riyadh, 26 were in Mecca, 18 were in Taif, not exactly sure how to pronounce that, and 13 in Jeddah. So it seems like the usual suspects: Riyadh, Mecca, Jeddah. There were some in Medina too. Taif, that's how I'm going to say it. Taif, it's a city that's close to Mecca. It's a little bit southeast, I believe. And that's the first time I remember Taif coming up on the list of infected places with so high a count. Anyway, 18 is a pretty large amount for one day. I don't think yesterday or the day before had any cases in Taif, and now all of a sudden we have 18. So that's a little concerning, something we should keep our eye on. And the total world cases confirmed is just over 494,000. So in a few hours, we'll be at 500,000 COVID-19 cases worldwide, which is obviously very bad. I shouldn't be touching my face, but I just washed my hands. And we saw an increase of 54,000 cases worldwide in the last 24 hours or so. So it's obviously getting worse. We'll be at 1 million within 2 weeks, probably 10 days. Or less. So let's talk about some of the news stories and updates and other stuff. Saudi Arabia had its second death from COVID-19. And today, on Thursday, there was a virtual G20 summit. Saudi Arabia is the host country for the G20 this year. They are the 19th largest economy in the world, maybe 18th, but I think 19th. And it's their turn to host it. They had a meeting today, a video chat meeting, about mostly the coronavirus and how it's going to impact the economy of the world and of its member states. So I don't really know the details about that, so we'll just move on. Yesterday or early this morning, all sides in the Yemen conflict, which is too complicated for me to even try to explain in a few minutes, so look that up on your own if you want to find out what was going on and is still going on in Yemen for the last 5 or 6 years. All sides in the conflict called for a ceasefire because of the coronavirus, and even the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, he said, quote, actually no, I don't have a quote from him, oops, but he called for a global ceasefire in all conflicts around the world, because not only is peace good and something that's, worth, diplomacy and talking about, also because the coronavirus is likely to make a lot more damage in a war-torn world. This always happens, that's why Spanish flu was particularly devastating in 1918. It was the middle of World War I. And, for a lot of reasons, because wars are going on, pandemics get a lot worse. I don't need to explain all of that to you. I'm sure you can figure it out. And Saudi Arabia, the Saudi-led coalition in Yemen, agreed to a ceasefire. I'm not sure if now Yemen has to agree or what exactly is going to happen with that. But if you come back tomorrow, I will have more details on the ceasefire there. Because if COVID-19 ever made it, maybe it already has made it, into Yemen, it's going to be a humanitarian and health disaster, the likes of which we have not seen for a long time. Saudi Arabia announced today that the internet use around the kingdom this month in March is up 33% from February. Obviously, everyone is just sitting at home now. Most people, classes are being held online. People have a lot more free time. They don't have to go to work and other responsibilities. So there's more time for them to go online. So this is a good incentive to get better internet around the kingdom and provide some competition for some of the internet providers, Mobile Zain and the rest. If you're interested in what people in Saudi Arabia are spending this internet bandwidth on, 22.5% of the internet use in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia this month was on YouTube, where you're watching this video, perhaps. I mean, you are watching it on YouTube. You may or may not be in Saudi. A little over 8%. It was Facebook, surprisingly high, actually, in my opinion. Almost 8%, 7.8 was PlayStation. I guess the PlayStation Online Network. I don't know what it's called. I don't really play video games. And 7.6% is Snapchat, which might seem like a lot if you're not from Saudi Arabia or you don't live here. But Snapchat is actually the most popular, in my opinion, most popular social media in Saudi Arabia. Obviously, it comes at behind Facebook and YouTube in terms of media consumption, internet bandwidth. But I think by far Snapchat is the most popular. And if you disagree or you agree, let me know in the comments below. As always, many people are saying that oil, the price for a barrel of oil, is going to go down below or around $10 a barrel. And this is due to the ongoing price war that Saudi Arabia is waging against the other major oil producing countries around the world, namely Russia, United States. And the reason that it's going so low is because supposedly there's nowhere to store it. All the storage facilities for crude oil are pretty much full up. And the oil consuming nations, they just don't have the capacity to store all this oil. And so they have to try and drive demand by dropping the price. And well, in the middle of a pandemic, when everybody is told to stay home, some people are in countries where there are national lockdowns or curfews. People aren't going to work. People aren't really going to the store. They're not going to hang out with each other. Nobody's going on a big road trip. You know, it's just not really the right time to be stimulating a lot of oil production and oil consumption. People aren't going anywhere. Airlines are grounding their planes. Some of them are still flying, but the global need, shipping is down, so we don't need any tanker fuel. We don't need as much. Obviously, we still need some. So it's just not really an advantageous time for oil prices to be going down, because most of us, we have nowhere to go, or we're not allowed to leave, or we are just too focused about our own health and are staying home. So if oil goes down to $10 a barrel, that could drive pretty much all of Russian, American, and other producers of oil temporarily out of the business. Although if they go out of the business, then the production will go down, the demand will stay the same probably. Well, actually, the price will go up because the production is down, and then demand will go down as well. And then, anyway, that's just how markets work. So that's something to keep an eye on as well. So that's all I have for today. It's kind of a light day. Tomorrow, just looking at some birds up there. I don't think you can see them. My camera's not very good. Anyway, I just wanted to end it on this note. Hey guys, and if you're wondering about the potatoes and the onions, they're still there. Not sure what's going on about that. Someone said I should report it to the government for hoarding, but there's no shortage of food at the market, and I'm sure someone from the government is watching these videos, so they know where I am anyway. Not that I'm very worried about that. So that's all I have for today. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know in the comments below. Stay home, guys. Do not break curfew, and just chill out. Enjoy the weekend at home. Oh, and one thing, I did look outside my window yesterday. Nobody was around. It was so quiet. The only thing you could hear in the neighborhood were a few of the little wild dogs who were barking on their usual hill, which is somewhere over there. So thanks for watching, guys. Like, subscribe, and all the rest. And I'll be back, inshallah, tomorrow with another coronavirus vlog.